he reached out. So my name is Jeanette Martin. I have my BC Consulting. I have been trained by Fortune 500 companies, by the likes of Starbucks for 5 years. I taught coffee knowledge. I worked for Staples for about almost 5 years as a sales manager for them. I worked for Reitman's Delmies Corporation for 11 years. Put the new Eaton's when, I don't know, you guys are not old enough, but back where Nordstrom's is right now, that used to be Eaton's when Sears bought that location, and they put in Eaton's with the little E, not the big E. I was a sales manager for the 4th and 5th floor, the best floors in my opinion. So I've been trained by the best, whether it's online product knowledges that they do, or what they call it, which you get into business these days, EPKs, electronic product knowledges. And if a company offered me opportunities to learn, if there was a course offered by one of those companies, I definitely took it. And I'm a really big believer, and I really feel now that my core purpose in life is peer-to-peer learning. So I reach out to like-minded managers, I reach out to like-minded business people, and it's in a great safe environment. I often go, dome of safety, I think that's from a movie somewhere, where we just talk and we get to know what we need to learn. And along the way, trial and error a lot of times that with my company. About a year and a half ago, I decided to leave my last position, which was I was a director of sales and marketing for a hardwood floor company. And I went, okay, I've got all this knowledge. What am I going to do? How am I going to have the back half of my career, which I plan on living to 104, so I still have a long time to work. What am I going to do? So I decided I wanted to consult on some of the things. So I have a couple of food companies that I help. Nona Pia Balsamic Reduction, Brockman's Chocolates, Mubbles, which is a molecular gastronomy bubble tea company out of Quebec City that I brought to Vancouver for the BC market. Terrell's Table, which is a waffle company, a waffle mix company. I'm also the I.N.G rep, which stands for Architect and Design Rep for a hardwood floor company out of Estonia that makes a curved hardwood floor. Very like-minded to myself. Meaning their tagline is life is not a straight line, and I gotta tell you, my life has definitely not been a straight line. And then I do training and developing based upon customers' needs. And the one system that intrigued Tom when I sat down with him, it was about social media. And you guys, I'm going to say something, we don't say preaching to the choir, because you guys grew up with social media, but you also are in a program that you are becoming entrepreneurs, you are becoming business people. And I think it's really important to understand the audience that is going to be using the social media and how you target each one. I'm going to remind you that anything that you put out there right now in the way of a post about yourself, your weekend, it will never ever go away. We often say that if I like something on my Facebook page that you put, and I put one little comment, it now lives on my Facebook page. You may take it down from your Facebook page, but it lives on my Facebook page for infamy. And I love Facebook, so I'm never going to get rid of it. So I developed, and I'm going to pass this around, the L.I.F.T system. You can each kind of take one. The L.I.F.T system. Anybody have any idea what L.I.F.T may stand for? Is this coming around before it comes around? What you're going to see in a second. It stands for LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And to understand what each one can do for you and how you're going to use it to drive your business, because it's about gaining visibility about your business out there in the big bad world. It's about gaining credibility with the pictures, the words, the links that you're going to put out on there. It's about gaining, of course, leads and how you turn those leads into, or likes into leads, into money in the bank. It's about profits, and profit, as we all know, is not a dirty word. It's how business goes around. It's that balance of how you're going to give back to your social causes, as well as how you balance out your profitability in your business. So LinkedIn LinkedIn, if you take a look, and you may know what one of these are, but back in my day, and I'm proud to say I'm 54 years old, a very young 54-year-old. I have 4 grandchildren, so they kind of keep me young. Is the modern day white pages. Anybody know what a white pages is? Yeah, that's too old. Or too young, I should say. Back in the day, we used to all get delivered to us this book that came to our houses. It's about, depending on the city you lived in, and I lived in London, Ontario, and then when I moved to Vancouver and Langley area, it got bigger. But it was a book that came that was full of white pages that had everybody's name written in it. Okay? And me as a kid growing up, you wonder if my maiden name is Harvey, my married name is Martin. We used to get the book and go, I wonder if we still exist. And we'd open up the book and you'd go, yeah, okay, Tom Harvey, that's my dad's name. Funny, spelled exactly the same. Tom Harvey, our address, our phone number, and it was like, yes, we still exist, yes. And then my dad had a business, my mom and dad had a business, and at the back of the book, there would be yellow pages. And that's where the ads for the different businesses. We didn't have social media back then, it was all word of mouth. You got a great job done by somebody, that's how you trust them. Or you had to look it up in this book, believe it or not. So we'd take a look in the yellow pages and it's like, yeah, Dad's ad's still there for his business. So that's how you would find out about each other. Now in business, and I encourage all of you to do this because there's not an age range, as I may be misstepping, because I think a lot of websites you have to be 13, I think, in order to get approval, which we all know kids know how to circumvent that system. Is that all? I would encourage you all, anybody here have a LinkedIn page? Okay, everybody heard of LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Okay guys, really, really important to get yourself a LinkedIn page. I would say that because that is going to represent your professionalism. It's where the professionals go to hang out. When you troll on LinkedIn, as I often do, and I'm looking at different articles, really, there's nothing on there about what somebody did on the weekend. There's nothing on there about what I had for dinner. It's about articles to do with business. And we have to remember that LinkedIn is owned by Microsoft, which is Bill Gates, and Facebook and Instagram, and I think a little bit of Twitter is owned by Mark Zuckerberg. And the two are always like this. So right now, LinkedIn has got a lot of great information. There's universities on there. You can become a social influencer on there. You can really get to put comments if you're reading articles posted by someone to get out there and get visible. So who here is in grade 12 and going on to university next? You're in grade 12? Grade 12. I'd get on there, everybody I'd get on there. Because you've got this as an experience that you've been through, to be able to put on there. If you've got a job right now, you can put that on there. You have an opportunity to put your name on there, a little blurb about who you are, what you represent. Hey, young entrepreneur looking for opportunities to intern somewhere. Maybe that's what you want to put. You have the opportunity to put your work experience, so if you are working, your volunteer experience, your interests on there. And it's a way that even schools, remember I said about that money that's out there? That there's universities also will take a look at that's like your living resume, that will look at that. And if you've applied for a grant or you've applied for a school somewhere, they will pull up your LinkedIn, and if it all matches, it's like, boom, that person has really got a great profile. The next thing on LinkedIn, rewind just a sec. What I love about LinkedIn is, I'm going to give you a real live example because I'm all about stories. I'm the middle child of 7, by the way, so I'm all about the stories. Real life example, I was just helping a lady at her nail tech spa. She was teaching those funky, crazy nails that women do. And she was having a hard time leveraging getting people to come to her class this past Monday. And I said, have you posted it on LinkedIn? She goes, oh, no, sorry. These are students. They don't hang out on LinkedIn. I went, well, okay. However, the professional women who want the latest, greatest nail art hang out on LinkedIn. They see this. They want the latest, greatest thing. They have a friend that does their nails at home. They'll forward it because they want the latest, greatest technique. She's like, oh, I never would have thought of that. And I don't know if she did it. I didn't see that she did it. So Monday when I'm at the course and I'm doing the same kind of talk that I'm doing with you guys today, I said, in the audience there was 50 nail techs all learning what to do. How many of you are on LinkedIn? 3/4 of the class put up their hand. She missed a golden opportunity that these women represent themselves as professional and they're on LinkedIn. The rest of the class I said, get on LinkedIn. Get on LinkedIn. Because it's an opportunity too. If you're applying for stuff, because you have the URL, you've got your profile out there, you've got the URL, cut, copy, paste, out it goes. Cut, copy, paste, out it goes. I was applying for a job or somebody wanted me for a job and they said, can you send your resume? And it's like, cut, copy, paste, there's my resume. I'm not filling out your form. I'm hanging out where the professionals are hanging out, okay? So get on LinkedIn. The second thing on LinkedIn, and if someone can boot up their laptop and maybe sign into LinkedIn, can you sign into your laptop? Anybody here have a company page? Like from your exercise today, did you guys have to come up with company names? Yes,
Yep.
no? Yeah.
Yep, we have a company name.
Okay. There's an opportunity on LinkedIn to put your company page. Really cool. Right now I think I have about 9 or 10 followers because I'm developing my company page. But if you sign into LinkedIn, you're up?
There's no Wi-Fi.
Oh, there's no Wi-Fi? Okay. Over in the corner on LinkedIn, across the top, you'll see, I think it's 9 little squares. You click on those 9 little squares and a drop-down menu will come and it go all the way to the bottom and it says add my company page. And if you happen to have a URL, or sorry, a website connected to that, if you've registered a domain name, that's their only criteria, is that you have a legit domain name to fill in the box. And then you can start your company page. And what I tend to do on my company page on LinkedIn, I'll put a few little blurbs on there, but I love to use it as if somebody is saying something about my industry that I'm interested in, they've hired the content people, I'll cut and copy their blog URL, put it into my company page and put my 2 cents into it. So I'm not reinventing the wheel. And that's how I tend to use it. So it's awesome. So LinkedIn, it's the way for you to be seen as a professional. It's a way, can you imagine if you applied for a job somewhere and someone send your resume and go, check out my LinkedIn profile, my company page. Right to the top of the page. And visibility, as well as algorithms that they use in hiring. A lot of companies now will use a background algorithm, and if it pulls out the key pieces out of the LinkedIn that match the skills that they're looking for in their algorithm, again, you'll get in front of people a lot better, okay? So that's the modern day white pages that we exist. So when I go to deal with a business person, I'll type into LinkedIn, like I did with Tom Taylor, came, great, connect with them. Does he have a business page? Connect with them. Instagram. Who here has an Instagram account? And by the way, spelling doesn't count on flip charts. Who has one? Just about everyone. Don't you love Instagram? I love Instagram. Instagram, as you'll see in my wording there, is the modern day reporter. It should have an ER on, not report. It's the modern day reporter. It's the modern day reporter that back in the day when I was working at Staples or Starbucks or Eaton's and we wanted to let people know what was going on, we had to call Global TV, we had to call the radio station. Hey, we just raised $388 for Vision. Please send your reporter out. And you're like, I don't know. They would look at the criteria and say, I don't know if we're going to send someone. We get to be our own reporter in our business. So those of you that have a business name, I would encourage you to get that business name in an Instagram account, okay? Again, it'll start leveraging followers and people interested in what your business is about. So it's an opportunity to deal with anybody know the 3 different style of learners?
Visual.
Perfect. Yeah. I heard. Visual. What's the last one? Right. I love this group. When I did the nail technicians, they were like, because you guys are being taught this, of course, in school. So with Instagram, you have the opportunity to put your audience to the kinetic learner who's going to watch the little 59 59-second video, or the longer my story. The other day I was at a function and I went live when I was training some hardwood floor with one of my clients on hardwood floor. I went Instagram live for the whole thing, so it was like 45 minutes in my Instagram story. Your visual learner, of course, by looking at it. And your auditory learner is the person with the auditory words or sound bites that you're able to do. Love, 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 love Instagram. The key thing with Instagram, okay, we all know what a hashtag is, right? What's the purpose of a hashtag? Come on, guys, you should know this.
To get more people to see the post.
Right, it's to start a trend, to start something interesting. So my company, my BC, every time I do a post for my company, I always start hashtag my BC consulting, hashtag my BC connections. If it's one of my product lines, hashtag my BC bowl, that's the name of my hardwood floor. So in order to start that trend or visibility. What I encourage in business is 5 nouns. Everybody knows what a noun is, right? Right? Noun, verb. If you want to know what your company is all about, take a look at your proposal you did or your report that you did and circle all the nouns in your report. That's your visual story. And then you've got those 5 nouns, then I would encourage you to do, like say, what was your company? What did you invent? What you guys, name me some things, some concrete things you guys invented. Because I know you went to the Cloverdale Flea Market, I heard.
Yeah, our product's right behind you.
What was it?
The little
There's a
black
wireless
box.
charger.
This?
Yep.
Yeah,
What is this?
it's a wireless charger.
Oh my god. Oh, that's me. Oh, it's me. Sorry. It's my interior design. I'm going up to Kelowna tomorrow to see so she can go to voice now. So, wireless charger. So a noun would be charger. Obviously wireless. What would be another noun that we could connect to this?
Charity.
Charity. Oh, love that. Okay. Okay, another noun.
What are you guys all?
High school student.
Phone. Oh, awesome. Perfect.
Students.
Student. Awesome. Perfect.
Oh, okay.
This serves 2 purposes. Number 1, if I were to take a look at an Instagram post without words below, I put my own 1,000 words connected to that picture. You'll put your own 1,000 words. You put your own 1,000 words. You put your own 1,000. Because that phrase that picture's worth 1,000 words. It's almost worth 1,000,000 words now. Is by putting hashtag my BC charger, or what is the name of your company that you guys developed?
Period.
Imperium.
What is it?
Imperium.
Imperium. Hashtag Imperium charger. Hashtag Imperium wireless. Hashtag Imperium charity. Hashtag Imperium phone. You get the idea. It now puts the nouns underneath to bring that person's eye back up to what you want them to be, making sure that they're putting the words connected to the picture. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. The big key thing to understand with these is afterwards is you go and you follow your own hashtags. Because the biggest form of flattery in business is when somebody else starts using your hashtag to give you cred. So if somebody else posts and you take a look and you're like, wow, it's catching on. Someone's doing hashtag Imperium, what was the name again? Sorry. Imperium students. It's like, dang, we're making that, we're being visible. We're now getting credibility because people are buying into our story. Okay? Get that about Instagram? Oh, Instagram. Everybody knows that you put your hashtags in your comment. Yeah, because of the algorithm to keep. And don't forget to like your own posts. I see so many businesses out there, they'll post something and they don't even hit the like button. Again, it's the algorithm to keep it going up. You, after you're done posting, like hashtags. That's 3 different things to be able to keep that post going.
So,
Am I preaching to the choir? You guys all know this, right?
just as an example, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know, okay.
But we did the flea market, so could we do hashtag our company flea market or
Yep.
Cloverdale Flea Market?
You need to have about a minimum of 5 nouns.
Okay.
Okay? Or a verb, like it could be charging, It could be whatever. You want to have at least 5 in order for the picture to continue to be brought back to. Okay? So Facebook. Oh my gosh, Facebook. Love it or hate it. It's going to be here forever and ever and ever. Mark Zuckerberg is not going away. Because I am older and Tom is a smidgen older than I am. Who here has a Starbucks card or a Starbucks app on your phone? No? Tim Hortons app, McDonald's app, drive and have a Petro-Canada card, drive, shop and have a Save On More card, or your parents give you a Save On More card, yeah? Guess what, guys? We've been giving away our information for years, our shopping habits, what drinks we like. Someone I told today, I said, do you realize that Save On Foods is capturing, of course, all your spending habits, and you'll get different coupons than I get coupons that get emailed to me because it's to your spending habits. What Facebook is doing, of course, in their algorithm, and you guys all know this, is they're targeting stuff that when you like it or share it. So if all of a sudden you like all the stuff about the Russians that are going on and you like that, well, they're going to keep feeding you more stuff about the Russians. They will not give away any of your private stuff that you have to sign into. They will not give away your email address. They will not give away your age. They will not, because that's in the privacy settings. It's all about what you are looking at. They will keep making sure you get that looked at, okay? Facebook in business, and I would encourage you, who has a Facebook account here? Everybody? Awesome, love it. To again go on, and you can do a business page on Facebook. Get that business page up there about your product. Get people liking it. Facebook is about building authentic, trusted relationships. We all know, we hope, you guys probably know that Google is the #1 search engine in the world. Facebook is the #2 search engine in the world. And YouTube is the #3 search engine in the world. And the rest of them all go below that. I don't even know any other ones. It's funny when I sign into my Hotmail account, Internet Explorer comes up and I'm like, what the heck is this? And close it down and go back to Google. What Facebook is hoping you do, as we all know, you're not wasting time catching up with the friends and stuff that's going on. All of a sudden you think, oh, I was supposed to take my girlfriend out for dinner. I wonder what, Bob's Italian restaurant is about. They're hoping you don't close down Facebook and you type into their search engine, Bob's Italian restaurant, and then of course the ads will come up connected to Bob's Italian restaurant. Then anybody who in your friends have been to Bob's Italian restaurant, it'll come up in their posts. So I trust you. You've been to Bob's Italian restaurant, had a great time. It's like, great, that was easy. I'm gonna go to Bob's restaurant because I trust you. So now in business, it's all about when your customers say something good about your business, you want to A, thank them if they do a post, B, follow up on them when they have a post, and really recognize the fact that that truly is how you're going to build business on trusted relationships. In the yellow pages, like I said, the modern day yellow pages, we used to pick a plumber who had the biggest ad. Because when you had the biggest ad, that costs the most money. So then therefore, you're making money, you must be really good. Now, our 4 most valuable things, guys, in life. 4 most valuable things. #1 is water. Without water, we die. We die, okay? #2 is human interaction. We have to be able to even look at puppies or look at each other's faces. We need human interaction or else we just go crazy. #3 is time. Time. Like after this presentation, I see great value in it. I'm exchanging my precious 54-year-old time to be here with you today because I see great value in this audience. And the last one is data. Data, then gold, then platinum, then silver, then oil, all the rest of it. But when it comes to business, those are the 4 most important things. So take somebody out for water and give them a hug and share some time with you and you'll be successful. So once again, on your Facebook, it's about me. One more time, name of this. I'm doing this on purpose too, because we're gonna do this. Name of this?
Period.
Period, nice and loud.
And period.
Okay. I buy one of these Imperiums from you, I go home, I use it, I put a little blurb, I'm exchanging my precious time for 5 minutes writing a little blurb about your product. You notice that on your Facebook page. You first of all say thank you for liking our product. How can we get another one out to you, maybe for a friend? That's how you reward people. It's building solid relationships on Facebook. Love Facebook. And also to drive your business. I just actually put this course out on Eventbrite as well. Of course, Twitter. Everybody thinks Twitter is dead. Twitter is the modern day headliner. Who here buys magazines? Anybody buy magazines anymore?
No.
Nobody buys newspapers anymore. But what we do buy is we like to troll. And what I like about Twitter is is it 140 characters or 240 characters? I always say
They increased it, didn't
I think it's 240, but I like to keep it to 140. It used to be, I think, 140.
they? Yeah.
To put a very strong headline, such as Junior Achievement Student Surrey design new wireless charger called bleh. Again, name of your product. Come on, we're taping this.
Your company name.
Company name. Imperium. By Imperium. With a link back to a Facebook post about it, a blog post about it, a LinkedIn on your business page about it, maybe an Instagram picture that you put on about it, because what it's doing is grabbing the headline and then it's encouraged somebody to open the book, open the magazine to go back. 2 reasons to post in the world. Number 1 is to attract customers to what you're selling. Number 1, and that's like, I often say, well, a real life example. I was hired to do some hiring to do that first interview for a company in North Vancouver. They were looking for a window covering sales manager, people that sell blinds and that kind of stuff. So I did my job posting on Facebook, had the URL, put it out on Twitter, look who's hiring on the North Shore, and then used the @ symbol and brought in at the province, at the Sun, at the North Shore News, at the West Ender, at the Courier, at the Burnaby Now. So I wanted my ad to live on their feeds. Okay, so everybody who follows them would have got my job posting. The other reason, and if ever you have for your product now any customer pictures that people are loving your product, is you want to thank people or show gratitude. So you've got their picture and you know their name is Sally Smith and they've got an Instagram account. You tag Sally Smith saying thank you so much for purchasing one of our wireless chargers. So it's to leverage new customers and to thank the ones that you already have, okay? Because you know what? When somebody thanks you for something, how does that make you feel? Yeah, it makes you feel good. And the magic word in business right now, guys, with all the crap we hear about business and what's happening in the States and around the world and China and all the rest of that crazy stuff, is people want to know they matter. And by you even just thanking them on Facebook after they've bought one of your products, you're like, wow, this is the coolest thing I've ever had, on my desk for charging. And you're like, thank you so much for believing in our product. Can we get you another one? And it's like, wow, I matter. My precious time that I just used, you thanked me, I matter. And you will gain and grow your business tons and tons and tons by just letting your customers know you matter. And that's what Twitter gives you, that opportunity, that big attention-grabbing headline to link it back to what you do. And we all know on Instagram there's the little slidey thing where you can link it to your Twitter account, you can link it to your Facebook account. What I do find, Twitter's a little bit easier to link. On Facebook, sometimes you have to go back and edit it because it doesn't pull in the ats properly and stuff like that. So that's why I like to use Twitter organically. Any questions about this? Now for the bonus, because I know I don't have much time. This is what blew Tom away. Not just this. Is I do something really unique after I meet somebody. And how he was like, wow, this girl wants to get to know me. Girl, call myself a girl, but this business person wants to get to know me, is I perform, like when I say in the bottom, the L.I.F.T tool to utilize the gift. And I have to tell you, the business card is not dead. When I get a business card, because I'm a real life person, you can see I'm doing the visual, kinetic, auditory part of this. When I get somebody's business card, do you know what this is? When you choose to design up a business card for your business, you know what this is? Any ideas?
I got it wrong, by the way.
Yeah, I did.
Just so you know.
What this is, guys, is the gift of intent. Very strong word in life right now. They say if you do things intentfully, you will be successful. Okay? It's the gift of intent. When I get this, Tom is giving me the implied intent to look him up, to look at his LinkedIn, to look at if he has an Instagram account, to see if his business has a Facebook account, to see if he has a website, to see if he has a blog, to see if he has a Twitter account, which he does now. Though he has to get his picture up on his Twitter account that I started following the other day. It's the gift of intent to get to know me, and please refer me business after you've done your homework on me. So what I do is I write the word L.I.F.T on the person's business card. And I go on to LinkedIn and I go, are you on LinkedIn? Great. I'll ask to connect.
Sorry.
Gizmos, eh? I just got Bell today and thinking about upgrading my phone. It's like, no way. I have a new learning curve when I have a new phone. And then I go on and see if on LinkedIn he's got a business page. I'll follow his business page. I'll go on to Instagram. Does he have a personal Instagram? Follow. Does he have a business Instagram? Follow. Facebook, ask to be his friend because we still do business with our friends. Facebook account, Facebook business page, Twitter personal, Twitter business. A good person that understands social media to lift their visibility to credibility and ultimately to profitability will have 8 X's underneath. You know what happens 8 times to Tom? What happens 8 times to Tom? Think about it for a second. It's pretty powerful. What is it?
He gets 8 X's.
No, he gets notified 8 times. Oh, she wants to connect with me. Oh, I have a new follower. Oh, I have a new follower. I have a new follower. I have a new follower. Holy smokes, look at Jeanette. She's like getting to know me. Then when I reach out to him, because I have the rule, and this will really impress all your business people that you're going to choose to work for, or if you make your own company, 24 hours after I go to a networking event, I do this. Okay? 48 hours later, I send an email, wherever possible. Hey, met you at the chamber event. Wow, that was a great event. Great food, man. They really felt that last one we went to. My goodness.
Crazy. Yeah.
They did, believe it or not, mashed potato martinis. Mashed potatoes with all the stuffing in a martini glass. It was phenomenal. Anyways, I digress. 48 hours later, I'll probably put a little thing. Wasn't that great martini bar? Hey, love to get to know you more about your company. He's going to want to answer me because he's gotten 8 notifications. But I really do. I want to get to know his business so I can refer him business. And he's going to give me the time of day. In Tom's case, I slipped up on this part here. However, Tom caught my intent because he came back and he says, wow, this person, I'm going through my emails and it says Jeanette Martin is following you. Jeanette Martin wants to be your friend. Jeanette Martin is following your business page. Wow, I want to spend my time with Jeanette. 48 hours later, I send that email. 72 hours later, if they haven't asked, haven't replied, I want to get together for a coffee, can we book a coffee or go for lunch or something like that, then I pick up the phone. And I say, hey, sent you a quick little email. Can we book that coffee date? Want to get to know you? We humans, and we all done it because our parents have done it from day one, we humans test each other before we do business with each other. It's a case of it's a fact. A teacher will give you a test or give you, hey, I remember getting the test where you're supposed to read it all and the last question says just put your name and hand the test back in. That's a test. Have you ever had that test? It's really mean. You answer all the questions. The last one says, do not answer any of the questions. Just put your name on the top and hand it back in. Anyways, when I pick up the phone and Tom says, no, today is not a good time, and I go, great, I've got my day timer out. I still run a paper day timer. Can I call you Friday, 8 o'clock? Tom says, great. Call me Friday at 8 o'clock. We'll sew this copy date up. And then he is got it in his book, hopefully, that I'm going to call Friday at 8 o'clock. If I call it 8:01 or 8:05, because he's testing me right now, I'm going to give you this little task of follow-up. And if she calls me at 8 o'clock, she passes. Not 8:01, not 7:59, 8 o'clock. And it calls back, hey, yeah, I've been expecting your call. Let's get together and book that coffee. We do it, us humans, we do it. So this is the secret to my success in building the people that I have in the sphere, is I truly am blessed and grateful when I get someone's business card. I just recently had I had 25 years of business cards, and someone just created me a constant contact list. I have 1,800 emails now that I sent out my first little test, and then you have to subscribe or unsubscribe. I only had 75 people say unsubscribe. That's pretty good, because they remember who I am because of this, the little thing that I do. So that's that in a nutshell. L.I.F.T and how to L.I.F.T, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And the last key piece is to remember, in business, a like is a lead. And because I was just at Starbucks here before, and they call the Starbucks now the $25 office. When you get together, you're paying Starbucks a cup of coffees, a couple of scones, and you're sitting there for an hour or two. That's our office. We live our businesses on here, our brick and mortar. Those of us that have a home-based business or run our stuff. This is my brick and mortar. Can you imagine going into H&M or into Starbucks, and you look around and you're like, wow, I really like what you got going on here. I like your post. I like what you got going on here. And then no one gets back to you. So you come into my place of business, you like it, and I just sit there and go, respond back. Take a look at who your likes are or your comments are, and say, hey, thank you for liking that last post. This is really important in business. What more information can I send you regarding what you saw? And then I often call it the death of the serial liker. Because you'll get some people go, like, because it's not about the amount of followers on your business page or the amount of likes. It's about good quality engagement. So if you go back and say, hey, thank you for liking, and you don't say anything back to me, you look like a bozo. Because I'm engaging with you. I want to keep this conversation going. And then you get back to me, and then sometimes we take stuff then offline. You want more information, I'll direct message you. But that's how you kill a serial liker. But you still have to reward them, because my precious 2 or 3 second time that I hit that like button, there was something in that picture that got my attention based upon my learning style. It's up to you to respond back to me and go, okay, what more information? Can I send you an invoice? How many do you want? Based upon that like. So that's how you turn from visibility to credibility, by you doing your homework, and then of course to profitability is turning those likes into leads. So that's my presentation, and I have to tell you, real life example, and then I'll wrap it up for you, is I was sitting with one of my clients, a lady who does Legal Shield, and I will tell you, anybody who has a business page that I meet, and I love and adore your business, I will ask people, like I'm going to do with you, monsieur, is I will ask people to like the page. And about a month ago, I put a posting up that says, you might see that I ask you to like a lot of business pages. I've met the person, and I think they're great. Please like their page. And then therefore, I was sitting with this girl, and I said, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to do you a solid. I'm going to take my 950 friends. I'm going to ask them to all like your page. I'm going to do you a solid to help build. Within half an hour, 7 of my friends liked her page. I said, now you go on and you express gratitude. Thank you for liking my page. What are you doing this weekend? Keep it a little casual at the beginning. What are you doing this weekend? The one fellow who's a musician, friend of mine, says, oh, I'm finally out of the hospital. I get to get back to doing my gig this weekend. Funny you should send me this. I need to get a will done. And went, there's your business. That's how it's done now. People aren't walking into stores as much. They call that showrooming. You'll go take a look at the greatest TV and go order it on Amazon. So the more that you're able to build those authentic relationships, knowing water, human interaction. What was the third one? Third one.
Time.
Time. The last one is data. And what you take, data is including those leads. Leads are data. Leads will turn you into profitability. So thank you very much. Any questions that you have regarding this? Any of this you probably may already knew, but it's a way to understand your audience on who's going to be looking at it. And then you're posting as well to help grow your business. I do have one of my flyers that I'm going to give to you. And you can follow my social media. It's on it. Little question. Well, little truth. Truth in business. Just to let you know. Inside my flyer, you'll see my BC Consulting. You might think it's my British Columbia Consulting. Or making your business count with my little acronyms. Truth, and I love my truth because I love my small business and it will be a big business. MYBC stands for, a lot of my friends have asked me, Jeanette, how do you do things? How do you travel? How do you connect with people? And it stands for, guys, move your bum chum. That is a registered company with the province of British Columbia. Is I didn't sit on my ass. So if you want to do anything in business, what are you going to do? Move your bum chum and you'll be a success. So thank you so much.
Before you leave, we'd like to give you one of the wireless chargers if it does work with your phone.
Wait! Serious?
Depends on your phone.
It's a Samsung 8.
S8?
S8.
Yep.
S8
Yeah, that
Plus.
works. Yeah, pretty good.
Yes!
It will install in your phone model. So what it is all you have to do is connect this into the wall.
Yep.
And just put your phone on top.
Serious?
Yes, that's it.
It
You
may
guys
work
made this?
through the case, or it may, no, we just imported it.
we just bought it. But then all you have to do is put it on top, and then there's a blue light over here. And once the blue light's on, that means it's working and it's charging.
Holy crap. You know I'm going to do a video and put this out for like 59 seconds out on Instagram and stuff like this.
My phone was at 13% this morning. 2 hours later, it was 100% just sitting on that Samsung 7.
There's nothing worse than having to find the whole... And I had a BlackBerry Crib. I love BlackBerry, say what you will. You know, I'm from London, Ontario, and that's where BlackBerry's from. Love the keyboard, just, you know, one-handed typer forever. And it quit charging. Here, like the USB wouldn't go in there anymore. So I went and got the Galaxy 8 Plus. Well, now,
Yeah, you don't need to.
that's worth the price of admission right there, guys. Thank you so much.